We found the courage to talk. Have you?
Next to me, ready to fight. I appreciate the notion, but don't get so emotional. Honestly, it's getting old.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Courage to Talk.
Did you turn that side?
Well, I do have a little bit of a back problem, but I've been handling it.
Wonderful. So listen,
Guided by the kahunas.
before we start with the quote, I have something I just really need to share with you.
What did I do this time, Linda? What did I do this time?
You know, you have been just thoughtful. You have been kind, considerate. You have been just unselfish about the things that you do and some of the things that you say and how you give. But also what I like is that you mentor people, you know, give them opportunity to you mentor people. So I just want to take a moment to say, this is Queen's birthday! And we've got something for her to wear today. You got to wear it on this program today.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go this way. Hang on a second. Okay. You good? Just a little bit.
After all that hair and makeup.
Okay. I'm good.
So
Happy birthday.
This is after I became queen, right?
Now we can do the quotes. Okay.
I'm officially an adult now. With the crown to show for
The
it.
crown to show. She's queen now. Just know that.
And I found the courage to be queen.
Okay, so we'll start. Okay, so it says, of this be sure, you do not find the happy life you created. Wow.
Of this be sure, and please be sure, to know that you will not walk along life and trip over a happy life.
What did Kitty say? Oh, the curb was in the way.
The curb was in the way. It crossed the road while I was driving.
He stumbled
No,
on
Kenny.
He stumbled on the curb.
You didn't stumble on any curves.
That's right.
Just like life, you create a happy life. You take responsibility for what you do because everything you do has consequences. And those consequences can be good or bad. They could be sad or happy. But it's you that actually invest, and put into yourself and your life. Oh, Linda, I couldn't wait to do the show today. And not that I picked the topic, but one of my favorite people to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And that's Ilhan Omar. And I say that very extremely sarcastically, just so everyone knows. Let's listen to Miss Omar.
Package proposes devastating cuts to Medicaid and SNAP. My Republican colleagues will tell you that they are just going after waste, fraud, and abuse, but let's be clear. The only way to slash this much safety net spending is by making it harder for people to survive. Their changes will kick millions of Americans off their health care and nutrition assistance. That means more untreated illnesses, more hungry children, more preventable deaths. This isn't just line items in the budget. There are people's lives, the sacrifice of human dignity and of life itself. And for what? So that your billionaire friends can get nearly $300,000 in tax cuts? So we can expand tax breaks for corporations, hedge funds, and wealthy heirs? And that's not all. This bill includes plenty of other harmful giveaways, like new mining leases on public land, including the Boundary Waters in Minnesota. More than double the funding of ICE as it disappears innocent people, and more money to line the pockets of military contractors.
It's Doge has been rolled out.
Linda, I can't wait to talk about this.
I get it. Yeah.
Of all people to talk about this, Miss Elon Omar, came here illegally, married her brother illegally in our country, that's not legal, committed fraud, got a position in power, and she's complaining about our country. Let's start with, you come to our country, you give respect to our country, you assimilate. You do not come to our country bringing the country's rules that you fled from. You do not come here and support terrorist organizations.
And she's been known for that, for sure. But let me go a bit further. The big $300 million scam with Feed Our Future is initiated by Elon Omar and her team. There's been 1 or 2 arrests already for the $300 million fraud situation when they weren't feeding children. We talked about the fraud, but not only that, I just want to share with you, Queen, I think you know that as a new and up-and-coming Congresswoman, she's amassed in 2 years over $30 million in her personal gain. Congress make that much a year?
I think it's between $160,000 and $180,000.
$30 million as a new Congresswoman coming in. Let's follow the money.
And
Let's
that's
follow
what
the
the
money.
FBI is doing right now with her case.
So I hear what she's saying about the SNAP and the food issue, but she has issues herself. She needs to clean up her house. Before she starts to point fingers, clean up her house.
Well, there's a lot of things that she said there that were wrong. And I'm not even going to go into the details because we go back and forth with it every single show. But I think it all has to do with what we talked about, assimilation. If you cannot assimilate with the respect to the country you come in to, you cannot get a seat where she is. You cannot reap the benefits. You cannot reap the rewards. And creating a Muslim country here, which is already enough of us are awakened with what the Muslim nation is trying to do. We know, and we want nothing of it here. In fact, it's not against Muslims. I have Muslim friends. I know a lot of people that are Muslims. I spoke for a lot of people that were Muslims. But there were Muslims that wanted to practice the Christian faith, that wanted to see their children prosper, the ones that wanted to create American-style families, fathers that loved their daughters, did not want to see them, what do they call it, rock down or a stone.
Stoned, yeah.
And I don't mean stone doesn't get high. I mean stone to death. This is not a law. This is not a lifestyle. This is not the belief we have in our country. Our country was built on Christianity. And even though we respect and we applaud and we welcome any and every religion, that is any and every religion that wants peace, that wants kindness, that wants prosperity, unity.
And it's not here to defraud the government.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's see what the answer to that is.
A bit curious because I found that so many of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle have not been upset about the waste, fraud, and abuse that this process has uncovered. Rather, they've been angry that the fraud has been exposed at all. We found that for decades, the administrative state has been weaponized against the American people. We can give example after example of flagrant abuses of American taxpayer dollars. We've heard of some of them earlier, but I'll name a few more. $1 million spent to boost French-speaking LGBTQ groups in West and Central Africa through the State Department. Almost $50,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia, also through the State Department. Over $7,000 for a BIPOC speaker series in Canada through the State Department. I think it's worth noting that normal, sane Americans don't know what BIPOC means, and neither do I.
I don't.
$80,000 for an LGBTQ community center in Slovakia, and over $16,000 for a united and equal queer feminist discourse in Albanian society, whatever that is. And of course, we also know that our taxpayer dollars have been going to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars every year to fund left-wing media outlets like NPR and PBS, paying for welfare for illegal aliens, and paying for giving out payments to international organizations that are censoring and pushing for the censorship of American citizens. Our own federal government is using taxpayer dollars to promote ideologies that tens of millions of Americans find utterly repulsive. I think if the other side of the aisle has such a deep ideological opposition to this DOGE process, I challenge them to be straightforward with the American people and explain why taxpayer dollars should be funding queer feminist discourse in Albanian society or drag shows in Ecuador. I don't think that they will, but I'd love to see it if they did. Elon Musk, acting as an employee and an agent of the president, I think has certainly more democratic legitimacy than Anthony Fauci did, and he certainly has more democratic legitimacy than the nameless, faceless bureaucrats who have been running our lives for several years, the waste of which he is rooting out currently.
He was fired just 3.
Speechless. You know, Linda, before we even get into that, the one thing I can say I'm proud of the Republican Party is I have never, ever, in my lifetime, I think, as an adult, seen the Republican Party so on top of things, so together, even the services, in the investigations, in the support for each other, and in the investigations. I have never seen such unity, and I have never seen so many men sit up there in those seats with kahunas, looking out for tax dollars and the American people.
I kind of echo that. I've never seen so much waste uncovered. They've revealed so much to me. I mean, a drag show in Ecuador? You know, they mentioned Slovenia. Is that where the president's wife is from?
No, that's his first wife.
It's his first wife?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, why are we sending funds over there for
He didn't
opera?
even like, he didn't.
Opera. You know, I've never in my lifetime, seen as much waste and fraud uncovered than recent. I just have to be
I
honest.
have to say, this is just the beginning of what we're going to see. Even what is out there is not yet seen by everybody. I am shocked till this day to find out how many people are not aware of any of this. That it ever went on. That it ever happened.
You know, as I was in college and kind of growing up, I used to hear them talk about pork barrel spending, and they got all this fat and pork over here, fat and pork over there. Not that I thought they meant a hog, okay? But I'm really now
Well, the country
understanding.
girl in you, I could see why.
really, you know, pork barrel spending and all this they're saying. But now I can understand it more of what that means. It's a waste.
It's not only a waste, it's criminal.
It's a fraudulent.
And let's talk about why, so that people understand why it really is criminal.
Weeks before he...
So Linda, for everyone that doesn't remember what happened with the most powerful place that Elon was a few years back, and where this started from, and her beliefs, and what this movement of her and her
You mean when she was back in Somalia?
no,
I'm just kidding.
when she started wanting to make Somalia
Here.
from here, yeah. Let's remind ourselves.
Never co-sign on funding a police department that continues to brutalize us. And I will never stop saying, not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
We shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. When you enact dumb policies, imagine this, you get bad results. But I don't think Democrats want to do the common sense thing. They want to do what that video just talked about. They want to defund the police. They've said it time and time again. Representative Jones, the department must be dismantled and policing reimagined. Representative Jayapal, we need to shift to significant resources from law enforcement to other places. Representative Omar, we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. Representative Bush, just 1 week ago, said we should, the same night that the president said they should fund the police, Representative Bush said, no, we should defund the police.
Does iWest World have a time machine?
Nope.
But you can make us...
A year and a half ago, there should be substantial cuts to the police budget. That's what they've said. That makes no sense. The American people get it. All this reimagination from Democrats has been a disaster in every single policy area. Energy, crime, inflation, the border, you name it. Americans want safe streets, they want affordable gas, and they want freedom. Democrats have given us record crime, record inflation, and Dr. Fauci. So I hope today's hearing will allow the Judiciary Committee, in particular the Subcommittee on Crime, to begin to focus back in on common sense policies that work for the American families and the American people. That's what I hope is the result of this hearing.
She said, and by the way, she was vice chair of the crime subcommittee in the last Congress. She tweeted, "It's not a slogan, it's a mandate for keeping our people alive. Defund the police," in all caps. Then she said that defunding the police is not the problem, that's the solution, and we have to do that to invest in our communities. I'll keep going because I got some more time. AOC, Congressman.
Well, the gentleman, you know,
I'm happy, yo.
The gentleman just reflected that the person that House Democrats chose to chair the crime subcommittee,
You heard that right.
said that it was a mandate to defund the police. And now, on Police Week, when the majority is seeking to simply pass a resolution honoring the police, we are being accused of taking cheap shots at Democrats when not any Democrat, literally the person they put in charge of the crime sub, is that what I'm to understand?
That is indeed.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah. Linda, you are the first to talk on this subject. Giving your career, your whole life to law enforcement, you and your husband.
Well, it's a real hit in the stomach to even hear that, because when you talk about defunding the police, as they said, it's dangerous. You're really talking about lives that are not protected. You're talking about families and people that are just vulnerable, even the seniors. What are they going to do? It's going to be a chaotic, city.
Well, that's my first question.
It's going to
what
be.
do you do if you can't call the police? If there's no police to call?
It's going to be, will the strongest survive? It's going to be an unruly aspect of just total chaos. I mean, who's going to handle a crime or a shooting or a robbery? Who's going to handle that? No one, because you have no police force. So it doesn't even make sense. Maybe that's how they run it in Somalia. I don't know, but not here in the USA.
And
There are
that's what I
rules.
mean
There
with the
are
simulation.
rules here.
Let's go on.
As people are dying, we need to invest in people's livelihoods instead. Listen, we have the receipts, y'all. Don't try to bring this argument in here again. I got a lot more, but
Today, I'm breaking down one of the most intense congressional hearings we've seen in a long time. Lawmakers went all in, blasting Representative Ilhan Omar for her renewed call to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, from Jim Jordan to Mike Pence and several other Republican heavyweights, this hearing wasn't just heated, it was a full-on political beatdown. Let's dive into the main video. Right from the start, Ilhan Omar's words became ammunition. Republicans came locked and loaded with her past tweets and speeches. Jim Jordan opened fire first. When you enact dumb policies, you get bad results. Democrats defunded police, and Americans got record crime. The tone was brutal. Lawmakers called her comments reckless, dangerous, and a slap in the face to every police officer who risks their life daily. No Democrat dared defend her in that moment. It was clear this was going to be a one-sided storm. Jordan took center stage, calling out not just Omar, but the entire defund the police movement. He listed every Democrat who echoed the message. AOC, Cori Bush, Ayanna Pressley, Jerry Nadler, each one quoted, each one slammed. Americans want safe streets, affordable gas, and freedom, Jordan said. What have Democrats given us? Record crime.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the Democrats should give us. And I've seen at least one Republican say he's doing that, and that's Senator Ted Cruz. He called and said, while we are not in session, while our government is shut down, please hold my pay. And I think every single person at that board, while the government is shut down, should not get paid.
I agree.
I think they make enough to take one for the team.
Yeah. And not only that, you know, if they feel the real pinch, if they feel a little bit of discomfort, they need to be able to feel what we're feeling.
And I have a feeling it's going to show us a lot. And I guarantee, Linda, I would almost bet on that. Not that I'm a betting woman, but you'll see a lot of the Republicans that actually agree with that. But you will see the Democrats raise hell. The same people that wanted to defund everything. That means something to people. And I cannot wait to put that on the table and to make people aware that this is what we want now. Let's press the government on that. And that money, Linda, their pay that's going to be withheld
that
from
they're
them
holding,
should go to the programs that are so desperately needed.
I agree. I feel that they need to feel the pinch. They need to understand that you got to get in there and you got to navigate, negotiate, you know, come to some kind of consensus about your differences. We have differences, you know.
We all have differences.
Absolutely
but we are all made to be responsible for the choices we make. Choices have consequences. And those consequences have to come into play because we, the taxpayers, are in charge of that. Once we make that a thing to do, then you'll see they will all come to the table and come to some kind of conclusions. At least it'll be the beginning of that dialogue.
Well, you know, I just want to speak again on the defund the police by Ilhan Omar. Yeah, I do feel some
It's
kind
not
of
just Ilhan Omar, it's the whole crew.
Well, she started
yeah,
and then they all kind of came behind her with it. But even at that thinking that she heads up the committee on crime,
Who gave her that?
You know, how are you going to handle safe citizens? How are you going to be safe? You know, your family, your children. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Listen, when I said that, I'm like, that was a setup. But honestly, let's see if they show up.
Maybe he will show up with the 16 virgins he promises everybody.
But on a serious note, I feel some kind of way about it for public safety. And, you know, the citizens they represent, we out there on the line day in and day out, you know, 24/7, you know, and to be able to respond to calls, to make sure that people are safe in their homes and can walk the streets and do what they need to do, and you're going to defund us?
Linda, to say that we lack respect for our police officer, you've seen me around police. I stopped them. I stopped them just to thank them for doing it, keeping us safe, for doing their job. I start dialogue with police officers. And that's where you know the right citizens are there to do the right things, where you feel that they are not put in danger by the citizens they're protecting. Meanwhile, we're taking away their pay, we're destroying their reputation, we're calling them things that I wouldn't even call enemies, and then we're doing the unthinkable. Well, Linda, I'm gonna finish this show off by saying the show off, by showing off my crown.
She wears the crown.
But in all honesty, I want to finish the show off with saying there's so many things that are being uncovered now. So much corruption, so much fraud, so much illegal things going on in our country. It's time to clean house. And I want to thank everyone that has a part to do with saving our beautiful United States of America. Starting from the police on the ground, to our soldiers, to our House, to our President. Thank you very much. And everyone that agrees with me, thank you for agreeing and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Because we're going to get to that light. We're almost there. We're seeing so many things uncovered that it's unconscionable of what kind of world we have built around us. What kind of things that we're investing to, and our money is being invested into without even our knowledge.
You know, I have a thought that I want to interject, and that's back to Omar real quickly. If she defunds the police, and she heads up the committee for police or crime, then who will go after her when she's doing illegal things, fraudulent things?
Isn't that the whole point?
She would be free of anything she needed to do because there's no police.
Exactly.
So that's the game plan. I just had that thought I wanted to put out there. But like you said, safety, kindness, and prosperity. That's what Queen for Courage
Let's
is all about.
unite with Queen for Courage. Because that's all we want. Safety, kindness, and prosperity. And we're bringing it to all of you. So we'll see you on our next show.
Right. So the Queen gets the last word.
It's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. No, I want to laugh. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you later.
Visit us on www.xpo20.com.
Awakens and opens the world in colors. Each raise a hug, a promise, and life dances to the sound of the winds. Beautiful life, how beautiful you are. Woven into threads of hope and stars. Every day is a gift, every day is a gift. To paint with love and laughter.